Hello, 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 hello. How's everyone doing today? It is Tuesday, my dudes. Happy embargo day, happy embargo dropping day. It's embargo dropping day, woo, embargo dropping day. I have nothing to show, woo. I'm not cool enough to get no fancy embargo printers to show off. We got to make do with what we got. I'm over here toiling building printers while everyone else is flying off to Germany to go look at printers. Okay, how's everyone doing? What are we going to do today? We're going to carry on with our build of the Delta Flyer. If you don't know what the Delta Flyer is, it is a Delta that flies. And by flies, I mean it will take to the air if I throw it. But it is a Delta 3D printer. It's a kit by LDO Motors, designed by Rolohan of the Rook fame. We're going to carry on with that build. Last build wasn't really a build. It was more of a prep. But I've got, the last part of the stream, or last stream was more of a prep stream. We got everything prepped and ready now, so we can pretty much go right into the build. What else? What else? We're going to go into that. Fabulous prizes. How do you spell fabulous? Fabulous prizes await. Enter in the video description. So we got 2 prizes to give away today. Every stream, we give away a spool of polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance. While you're down there, also enter because we have this. We have this to give away. LDO has this really cool power supply. It's a 24 volt / 5 volt power supply. Here's the specs if you want it. Pause screen now. But if you want to win one of these, we're giving one of these away every stream that we're building the Delta Flyer kit. So link for that in the video description as well. Also, so enter for those 2. Also, this is how it was printing on Saturday night after we finished the stream. I spent my entire Sunday. The reason there wasn't a Twitch stream on Sunday or Monday is I spent my entire Sunday ripping this machine apart. I took it, I didn't take it apart, but basically I took it as far apart as you could take a printer with it still staying together because I didn't want to rebuild it. So I basically, oh my God, I wish I made a list. I refloated the gantry, I replaced a bunch of bearings, I moved some standoffs around that may have been potentially rubbing on the belt, I rebuilt the Z idlers, I rebuilt the upper Z idlers, I double checked all the bearings for wear, rubbing and whatever. I also swapped back to smooth bearings on the XY joints because the tooth idlers had too much play to them, which allowed the belts to wander up and down in the Z while they traveled in the X and Y. We also remounted the tool head after verifying that all the screws in the tool head were rigid. I replaced the dead fans on the AB motor heat sinks with new fans. I've also played around with the motor current. I've also remounted the belts. I swapped the belts around, so the A belt is now the B belt and the B belt is now the A belt because I don't have extra belts, but I figure if I swap them, who knows, I might see something. I also checked the belts for damage. I also oh, and I swapped out the nozzle. That was the last thing. So, it prints good. I'm still having retraction issues, but I have a crappy nozzle in there. It's like the really cheap high flow that I had before in there. I should have put just a standard one. So I'm still having very stringy retractions, but otherwise, this was some really old PLA, so that probably didn't help. Really old, shiny, recycled PLA, so the quality isn't really there, but I've got a spool of PLA loaded in it. Somebody link me in Discord a big print I need to print something big, a helmet, something, not a model that needs a crazy amount of retractions though, because I really need, I'm going to be swapping out the nozzle probably later today when an order from Amazon shows up. So I need to print something that's big with not a lot of retractions because it's oozing. I have a feeling it's the nozzle. I have the nozzle right here. It's a Diamondback nozzle. I just don't know how, like, the only thing I could think of, because the nozzle, I don't see any damage on the nozzle. The only thing I can think of is if there's like some sort of weird nozzle geometry to this that causes like some sort of back pressure or something during high flow printing. Because the nozzle is healthy. Like I have the nozzle right here. I don't see anything with the nozzle that would cause this issue. Also, I had similar issues with the 0.8 Diamondback that I had in before. Now, to be fair, these are very, very, very early production Diamondbacks. These are like first batch Diamondbacks that they sent me. They sent me these when the Diamondbacks were first launched. So the only thing I can think of is if there's some sort of like internal nozzle geometry with these early Diamondbacks, because I looked it up, I didn't see anything about it, that when you're doing high flow, it caused some sort of like back pressure issue that causes inconsistent flow. Because otherwise, I don't know how a nozzle, like I could see if it would be bad flow, but I don't know how nozzles could do inconsistent flow where it prints good and then it doesn't print good. And then it goes back to printing good. It's a nozzle. As far as I'm aware, the insert isn't loose or anything. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it needs some tuning. I mean, all the tuning is done. The flow tuning and everything's done. This is just really shitty, shiny PLA, recycled PLA. I'm sure if I threw a vase mode print with like marble at it, it would print really good. But, oh, this sucks. The power went flickered this morning. I don't know. They're doing a bunch of construction between me and the city. And like the power lately has been like a couple times a week. Not a couple times a week, a couple times a month. The power just goes on off really quickly. Yeah. So we need to get something printing because I got the printer set up. I've got a fresh spool of Proof cement in it. I'm gonna play with my retractions a little bit here. I'm gonna drop my temp a little bit to 215. And then I think we're gonna increase our retractions maybe to 1 millimeter. So right now I'm running at like 0.85, we'll go to 1.0. Yeah. So I need something big to print. Also, somebody gave me a texture. There we go. Look at me, I have a bed texture. No, someone be stealing my bucket. What? What do you mean your bucket? What do you mean your bucket? Somebody be stealing my bucket. I need something big. Let's print a helmet. Most popular. Let's see. Most popular. What is Vader bust? What are we gonna print? Need a fun big helmet. But that doesn't need a lot of supports. That's a problem. It needs a lot of supports. A lot of these need supports. Spartan helmet. That's cool. All the Helldiver helmets. You just posted a wolf bust for me. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do this. Download. Wait, this better not be AI. Is this real? That looks real. Okay, that looks real. I am so like hesitant with AI models right now. They're so prevalent and I don't like it. What the frick? Why did it bring up a frickin' Bambu? What the fuck? Oh, this is a Maker World model. Is this a real model? Okay, that's a real model. No, just import nozzle geometry. What the frick is this shit? No. Renter XL. Discard all this shit. Go back to normal. There we go. Okay. 200%. So I'm just getting hours. The reason I'm getting hours on the printer right now. I'm getting hours on the printer right now because I need to make sure that we are. And also, let me fix this quick. Performance details. There we go. This is why I keep Orca open, is so I can do this little setting here. Affinity. There we go. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's too much. Too much. Let's drop down to like 5% infill. Two walls, 5% infill, 200%. 2 minutes late. That's okay. We're just getting the pre-stream show going, waiting for everyone to show up. While that gets ready, let's talk about the elephant in the room, Bambu H2D, or H2C or whatever. Why would you put C instead of D? Why would you go in? I need D for dual. What does the C stand for? What does the C stand for? D stands for dual. S stands for signal. What's the C stand for? What does the C stand for? There we go. That needs support. That needs support. Paint on support. Film. Don't think anything else needs support. Okay, other support. Enable support. Tree manual. Canuck. Place. Bambu announced the H2C. David put it really well. Could be better. These are my two takeaways. Are you ready? These are I watched a couple videos this morning, and honestly, I'm disappointed. This is takeaway one. This is from Tom's video, Made with Layers. So the XL with a prime tower takes 13 seconds to do a tool change. With no prime tower, which depending on what you're printing with, a lot of what I did with the Gundam, I didn't use a prime tower. You're looking at 9 seconds for a tool change. The H2C with the Vortec, you're looking at 40 seconds. Okay. So it's about 10 times longer, or correction, 4 times longer to do a tool change. And the bed has about a 30°C difference between the hottest and the coldest point, because even though their machine costs $3,000+ Canadian, they heat it up with a freaking heater up pipe. They're using freaking like a hot plate to heat the bed, and it's inconsistent as shit. A $3,000 machine should not have 30°C variable between the hottest and coldest point of the bed, because if you're spending $3,000 on a machine, you're obviously printing a lot, and print reliability is a big thing. And having that big of a delta in temperature difference across your bed is absolutely pathetic. So, yeah. I mean, it's 3,000 Canadian. I don't know what the American price is, because I don't think they've announced the American price, because the American, who knows anymore with the Yankee Doodle dollars and Orange Man. But yeah. So yeah, Tom's video had a bunch of criticalness to it. Joel's video had issues. Also, the fact that the tool head is, or the nozzle in the heatsink are one unit, they're $20 more than the stock one, and they have electronics in it, which means if you get a jam, you can't really heat up the whole thing because you'll fry the electronics and kill the magnet in it. Honestly, it is undercooked in my opinion. And if you really need to print with that much less waste, invest in a tool changer. Wait a little bit for companies to come out with cheaper, bigger tool changers. Snapmaker U1 probably kicked a bunch of people in the butt. It honestly feels like a rushed, holy shit, we need something to compete with all these tool changers that are going to eat our lunch because we put all of our eggs in the single nozzle multi-material basket, and that was a bad idea. So yeah, 20 seconds of the change is waiting on me. Yeah, because it's not a tool changer. It's a nozzle swapping. I don't know why. Do they call it a tool changer in their documentation? It's not a tool changer. It's a nozzle swapping system. Their nozzle just happens to be attached to the heat sink in the heater. So yeah, index is, this is literally, I will give you a very good analogy. Back in the early days of the V2, we played around with, we didn't want to put a, there we go, print, put in print. We wanted to put a direct feed tool head on an afterburner, but we were like, this is heavy, Core XY fast, this will be a detriment to print quality. So we played around with the idea of putting the tool or the extruder on the back of the Y rail. We called it the jetpack, the Voron jetpack. So the idea was that by putting the extruder on the back of the Y rail, one, it shortens the filament feed path, which means, you know, Bowden extruders work better the shorter the Bowden tube is, obviously. So you shorten the Bowden tube, especially on like a 350 Voron, instead of having to come all the way down. And two, you don't have the weight on the tool head. And we're like, this is the best of both worlds. It turns out it's the worst of both worlds because you still have that weight in the Y, but not in the X. So now your X and Y are even more different, which causes issues. And you still have the length of the Bowden tube, which while it's shorter, it's still not as good as direct feed. So you're like, by trying to get the best of both, you end up getting the worst of both. And the H2C honestly feels like it's not as good as a full tool changer, and it's not as cheap and as simple as a single nozzle setup. So it's in the middle of, it's not as good as either, but it has the downsides of both. It's more expensive and it's slower. So you took the more expensive aspect of a tool changer and you took the slower aspect of requiring an AMS unit and you put them in something in the middle that isn't as good as either option by itself. So that's kind of what I think the H2C is looking like. It's this weird, not as good as either option, but has the downsides of either option. So yeah, it's like you got halfway to copying the index and then you gave up. So the worst of both. Yeah, you're paying the extra premium for a tool changer, but you're still having to deal with all the downsides of an AMS. The only thing is, it's slightly faster than an AMS. You're saving 20 seconds. You're saving 20 seconds on an AMS, but you would have to save an additional 30 seconds to catch up to a tool changer. So you're paying the extra premium of a tool changing system, but you're still dealing with all the time difference. The only thing you're saving on is a little bit of the purge, which I think it's like a $700 price difference between the H2D and the H2C. For $700, you could buy a fuckload of filament. You have to print a ton of filament to make up that $700 price delta. And unless you're doing a business where the 20 seconds per tool change per layer is that big of a thing with your time, I don't think it's worth it. Like, you really have to be a power user. And if you're a power user of 3D printing and you're printing that much, you probably can justify the price difference to a proper tool changer because you'll get even more benefit out of it. So it's kind of like this weird, like, could be better. H2 could be better. So, yeah. Okay. So this is going to print. For $700, you can buy an index with 50. Is that what the math works out to? Is that because you can buy the index system by itself? So if you already have like a Voron V2 350, yeah, you could kit that out and it would dance around H2D, H2C all day, every day. Okay, let's build a printer. Let's build a printer. Let's build a printer. That's enough rambling. Remember, enter for giveaways, links in video descriptions, draws at the end of stream. Delta Flyer 3D printer. See, if I search for Delta Flyer, all that comes up is Star Trek shit. Okay. So I knew I got that out of the way. So I could tell people if they join the stream later in the stream, what are my thoughts? Scroll back to, how far into the stream are we? Scroll back to like 15 minutes into the stream. There we go. That's what I'm going to say. If somebody joins now, be like, scroll back to like 15 minutes into the stream. And that is where we yapped about it. There we go. Okay. So I printed the parts I was missing. So I have those all printed here. And now we can continue on with the build series of this. If you don't know what this is the Delta Flyer. The Delta Flyer is by Rolohan. It's the same guy who created the Rook. LDO has a kit. LDO sent me this kit. They are materially sponsoring this stream, but not financially sponsoring the stream. So they did provide the kit for this build series. If you want to get one for yourself, check out wherever fine LDO products are sold. So Creality is gonna. I didn't hear any rumors about Creality. Prusa showed off a high temp hot end for their printers. So finally, so you can get oh yeah, you can tell the power went out. This is how you know my power went out, when that light's off, because it doesn't turn back on automatically. But yeah, Prusa, they showed off a high temp hot end for their printers. So I need to get one of those so I can put it in my printers so I can print some PPS on my Prusas. There we go. Also, I have my coffee here because it's cold and I'm tired. Yeah. Oh, did they finally announce those? Okay. Yeah, I knew about those. Okay, so we built these, which is our Z motor. So now we're going to do the top frame corners. So let's get this out here. So let's move this all out of the way. Make some room here. Also, I got a bunch of daylights on a stick that we have to put in the big guy. Yep. Probably don't need that. Fasteners and extruder and the build plate. Okay. There we go. Who would buy one? I wouldn't. The XL fixed yet? Oh, the Venture XL? Yeah. I think it is. I'm just working on tuning and tweaking stuff right now. Okay, so on the top of the quarter frame, attach the GT2 idler with an M5 16 screw, and then attach the optical end stop with the black protruding facing the M5 screw using an M2. Okay, so I'm gonna sneeze. Sorry about that. What was wrong with it? No idea. I ended up just rebuilding the entire thing, and now it's working. So it was one of a couple things that was causing the issue, but the issue is gone, hopefully. The closest thing I can either think is something was rubbing somewhere. Two of the standoffs, I think I have pictures here. I don't have pictures because I was, as a YouTuber, I forgot to make content and record what I was doing, but somebody shared me some pictures. So this standoff right here can apparently rub on the belt. I had an air gap, so I didn't see any rubbing, but what I ended up doing was I took these, I undid the screw, and I basically moved them over, so now they're just pinched in there by friction, and then I just put a, these aren't my pictures, somebody else did it on the Venture XL, so they moved it, and then they just put a regular screw to hold it. Yeah, so you can just like put a regular screw. So they made it clear. I did that too. But after I did that, these were the old input shape results. and this is what it is now. So it is, the X and Y are much cleaner. So I'm thinking something might have been rubbing. I think it was also, I realigned my my lower Z idlers. I noticed that where they were would have been slightly better for belt alignment if like the bearing stack was slightly different with the shims. So I rebuilt all of them and shifted them over a shim. Index announcements delayed till tomorrow. Okay. Explain the 290 hot end. They had something cooking for it. No, they didn't. It's 290 because that's what most people need, and silicone socks fail at 300. The reason they sell it with a 290 hot end is because that's what the majority of people, it is better to sell a hot end that works better for the majority of filaments on your machine than one that works better for the higher temp materials that people don't print as often, but is worse on the standard flow hot ends because of the sock. High temp hot ends can't put socks on them. If you're printing over 300C, you can't put a sock on it. Majority of people will benefit more from a sock than from a 400 degree hot end. Hot take. Plus you have to worry more about what's around the hot end as well. It's another variable, and it's just one of those things. Idler 22, so I'm assuming it's these guys. What materials to use 400 on the hot end? PPS. PPS is a very common filament right now that people are really liking. In fact, on this machine right here, I should probably go check how my first layer is going down. 1 second. Let me just peek my head over here. This has a tube on it, a tube compact. This will get to like stupid hot temperatures. This will get hot enough to like smoke easily. I've done it. But this is all PPS GF10. Wow, that camera is not having a good day. Okay, that, and what do we got? We got M516. Of course, I was smart and dumped all my bags of screws together, so now nothing's organized by size like they used to be. 516. There's 2 here. Should have 3. Okay, M516 2. Existing 3. There we go. What's the tool head board? On the Venture XL, it's an EBB 36 Gen 2. EBB 36 Gen 2. Also, I need to enclose this printer because it is getting chilly in my garage. It is starting to get chilly in the garage. So. 1 second here. All my Allen keys are on this side. Okay. So nope, that ain't gonna work. Where did I put him? Oh no! I don't know where I put him. Go with this guy then. printed the delta of. The black is ASA. It's Prusament ASA. And the orange is Prusament PETG. Because all these parts were printed on the Core 1L. So I can use it for testing and evaluation. And I wanted to use Prusament because they gave me a bunch of it. Plus, black and orange look really good for a, I would say, Halloween-themed build, but we're a little past that. Is the EBB Gen 2 more reliable, better? I have a whole box of dead. I've been talking to Luke, and they did a bunch of testing on the EBB 36 Gen 2 to ensure it is more reliable, especially in USB mode. It's a shielded cable. They did a whole bunch of stuff to ensure like EM interference isn't an issue with it. They did quite a bit of work on the EBB 36 Gen 2 to make sure it's better. It has a lot more hookups, and I will be doing a video on the Venture XL now that I got it back together and it's actually working, going over everything I've changed on it since the original video. So that will be coming out whenever that comes out. Okay. For some reason the webcam ain't working. Oh, well. Oh no, I accidentally closed the manual. Alright, so that goes there. And we use M310s. M310. For Nomi Gen 2. I don't know, I don't use Nomis. I'm not a fan of putting a, personally, I don't see the point of having a touchscreen LCD screen on something moving at 400 millimeters a second. It's extra weight and complexity for, in my opinion, a gimmick. Like, nothing against the Nomi. I think it's cool, and it's fun, and it's neat. But personally, I don't put it on any of my machines. But the best part of a 3D printer is it's your 3D printer. Build it however you want. You want the Nomi? Put the Nomi on. You must do what you feel is right. It's a cool thing for show printers. Like, I built a V2 for Gloop. They have a Nomi on it. It's a cool little gimmick thing to put on printers for fun and for, you know, like, let's be honest, back in like 2004, you didn't need to put a fart can on your Honda Civic with, you know, UV underglow lighting. But we all saw Fast and the Furious and Too Fast, Too Furious, and we all walked out of there and went right to Crappy Tire and bought the shittiest car mods we could, right? So. Or I could find an image for Orbiter and A4T. I designed one. I don't know if I put it on my printables page. I probably should. But I have one. Is it on my server here? Downloads. Let me see if it's on my server. Network. Yeah, I have it. I posted it on the Discord if you want it. This is what I'm using. It's designed for an umbilical mount, so it comes like, you could see it coming straight off there. There you go. I will post it on, remind me after the stream ends, I'll post it on printables. I took the standard orbiter mount. Like if you go to the, like, I think it's the A4T page, they have like a generic PCB or something. I can't remember. I took one of the generic mounts for either a generic PCB or generic EBB mount, and I modified it to work with the EBB Gen 2 because it needs different clearances because of the position of stuff. So, okay. So there are our upper Z idlers with our end stops installed. CZ, good company. Okay, end stop is critical. Attaching that. Attach the 2020 extrusion to the top of a frame using 4 M510 screws and T-nuts. Then attach the MGN9 rails using 5. That. Finally, loosely attach the bottom core pieces. Okay. So attach the top tightly and loosely on the bottom. Okay, so I need some extrusions. Back in business. I know. That was a really annoying detour because it really sucked that cost me like a month of content. Like it picked a really bad, oop, something dropped and I hope it's not important. It picked a really bad time for it to break the first time because it's like, okay, you know, I lost some time that I could have printed like some Halloween stuff because I wanted to print some Halloween stuff and then use that for video. But instead we got to rebuild it with all new electronics, right? You know, win some, lose some. But then after I got it rebuilt, it wasn't printing good. And then I spent like all of November trying to figure out why it hasn't been printing good. And it's like, I wanted to do it mostly on streams for content, but we finally got it sorted out now. So now I got to catch up on a bunch of stuff. So I've got some ideas for some Christmas videos using that printer that we're going to be using. So, okay, so M410 or M510. So we got a bunch of these. You can go back to the electronic stuff. You are empty, so in the garbage. All right. And then T-nuts. Where are me nuts? There are me nuts. Can't lose my nuts. I need my nuts. They're very critical. So unfortunately, these are all T-nuts, but it is what it is. So make it work. Underlying issue, something. I ended up just rebuilding the entire motion system on it. And now it's working. And I also swapped out the nozzle. So I have a couple theories. Either something was kind of potentially like rubbing off and on, and that was causing an issue, which is a good chance because I did find a couple things that were slightly out of alignment and rubbing. The other potential is it could have been the nozzle, but that would have mean it would be a fundamental issue with the Diamondbacks that I had because I had first production run Diamondbacks in there, a 0.8 and a 0.6, and they both behaved the exact same. But if it was a Diamondback issue, it was like early production run internal geometry wonkiness causing flow limitation back pressure issues. It's like, I don't know how it could cause the issue, but it could cause the issue. But it's fixed now, so hopefully we're good. Also, I did light some sage and put some seals on it and did do a prayer to the Omnissiah as well. That might have helped. I mean, it didn't help for the camera, but look how good that first layer is. Sacrifice an otter? No. Maybe. I do not like T-nuts, but... One. I mean, on the bright side, we got a bunch of content out of it. And I will say, it should theoretically print better now than if it had just worked from the beginning, because I spent so much time going through this thing to ensure everything is like perfectly aligned and there's no rubbing issues and the belt tuning is good and all the components are healthy and everything's clean. So on the bright side, even though we had to go through and spend so much time faffing about, it did lead to it should on paper lead to a better printer, because everything is healthier now with it, right? That makes sense? That should make sense. But yeah, I am gonna have to definitely enclose the printer soon, because at night it's getting cold in the garage already. Like we're seeing, like, it hasn't dropped down to freezing yet, but like the other day I was out here trying to print and it was like 15 Celsius. And at night it got down to like 12 out here. So anyone else annoyed by the... Is it Black Friday? Is today Black Friday? Or is it next Friday? I don't know. Next week? Okay. I know, I'm Canadian, so we had Thanksgiving last month. It was 9 degrees Celsius in Florida. All in minus. Oh yeah, it's been like plus minus, like in the mornings it's like just above freezing right now outside, but I'm in a garage. So I don't have active heating in my garage, like I have to turn it on. I just have like an electric heater here. And then the other side of the garage is heated by the what, 1600 watts of bed off the Venture XL. So we got that going for us, which is nice. Although it sucks because I got to pay the power bills now. Also, all those random settings that people told me to add to the config and stuff are still in there. So like that weird pulse step duration setting, it's all still in there. So maybe one of those, and in you know, in conjunction with a bunch of other stuff we played with, is making it work better. But I don't know. There we go. Okay, there's that. Now we got our rails, which I'm gonna have to grease up. Do I have gloves? I don't have gloves out here. I don't. Do I have gloves? Let me just check, see if I got some gloves. Oh, I do. I do. Also, with the high flow nozzle, we're getting just under about 60 millimeters cubed of flow on PLA at 220 Celsius. So I have it capped at 50. I like to round down and then go down to the nearest 5 when it comes to flow rates, because I like having overhead. I do not like running my printers at the edge. I much rather have overhead when it comes to my settings and everything when it comes to printers. So fun fact, the stock Voron speeds in Orca Slicer. So just so you know, these stock speeds right here, okay, these speeds at these accels with a 0.6 nozzle at 0.3 layer height can get up to about 51 millimeters cubed of flow. Can get it to about 50. So this is why people are like, oh, you need to go all-wheel drive. You need to go you need to go bigger, faster. And it's like, I can't go faster. I am literally limited not by mechanical speed of the printer. I am limited by the fact that because I have a big nozzle, I can only flow so fast. So in terms of speed, 200 millimeters per second is the fastest this printer can print at with those flow rates. It's kind of funny. And also, this nozzle is a junk nozzle. It is like some random, unlabeled, unbranded, sus quality white box CHT nozzle. So I have some nozzles coming in. I ordered some Fadis tungsten carbide nozzles. So we're gonna put one of those in when it shows up. In the meantime, because that was an AliExpress order, unfortunately, there's like no resellers in Canada that sell decently cheap tungsten carbide. They're either reselling AliExpress stuff for like stupid markup, or they're selling like, you know, I would love to put a Bondtech CHT hardened nozzle in there, but that's a $75 nozzle. I'll wait till I can talk to Bondtech in person and buy it in person. Because I'm not paying $75 for a nozzle when I'm still in the testing phase. And guess what? I might not even stick with 0.6. I might go up to 0.8. So for now, I got a 0.6, but I might go up to 0.8. We'll see. But I did buy an Amazon special hardened nozzle with an insert. So we'll see how that goes when it shows up. Okay, grease in the rail. So line your rail up with a hole in the rail, or line the carriage up with a hole in the rail. Get your grease gun. Go on Amazon, search mini grease gun and buy one of these. You can fill it up with whatever grease you want. I use white lithium NLG 1.5. I like it a little thicker. And then you just kind of splooge it in. Move it up one rail so that the balls have a chance to circulate. Or move it up two, depending on the carriage. Splooge again. Bing, bang, boom. Your rails are greased. Move them around a bit. Let it work itself in. And there you go. How much is an Obsidian 500? They don't make them for V6s. I had a little chat with E3D about those, the stuff they just announced a couple weeks ago, like a Zoom call. They were just telling, you know, oh, hey, creators, this is coming out. So I knew it was coming. And I'm like, oh, you gonna have them for V6? They're like, no, just like Revo and whatnot. I'm like, oh. So. That's the thing. I didn't want to buy a bunch of new nozzles too. I didn't want to drop a bunch of money on a bunch of new nozzles when a bunch of companies are going to be coming out with new stuff over the next couple months. So I'm like, I'm not going to go buy a $75 nozzle when, you know, first world problems here, when a company might send me a free nozzle in the next couple weeks. So it's like, I'll just, you know, hit up Amazon and get something temporary for now. Because I do need to be able to print abrasives on this machine. That's my problem. I need to be able to print abrasives because I want to print a lot of CF PET G. Because the CF PET G that Polymaker makes, shout out Polymaker, they're low, the CFP, what is it, the R08 CF PET G or whatever, is really nice filament for cosplay stuff, I think, and for projects and props and whatnot. Just cleaning out all the extra grease out of this, so it's not as gunky. There we go. Pre-order Vivid. I think I got one on the way. So we got to put a Jabberwocky on that V2 so we can put a Vivid on it. What are we printed on the big boy? We're doing a wolf bust. Just a test. Well, not a test print. By the way, this print is 700 grams and it's an 8-hour print. So, yeah. 8-hour print, 700 grams. Yep. Circulate the balls. Yeah, we got to circulate our balls. We don't want our balls being uncirculated. We want our balls nice and greasy and circulated. Get your head out of the gutter. These are proper mechanical terms. Remember, wear gloves so that you don't get grease on everything, and then use your gloved hand to use your computer mouse. So M3/8 with T-nuts, and we using 5. So 1, 2, 3, I don't know, it says 5. Then attach that using 5 M3/8. Finally lucid. Okay, well, it says 5, so we will use 5. So put you down here. I'm thinking it lines up to the top. How long are these rails? So like, oh, do I have a, I don't have an alignment thing. Shoot. I didn't print an alignment jig, and I don't think there was one. There wasn't one in the tools. I didn't print an alignment jig. Shoot. Okay, I'll have to. Do I have one? I don't think I have one. I had one floating around that I found on the ground, and I just put it on my, like, I just sat it on the shelf. Don't think I have it anymore. Oh well, make it work. But where in here does it go? Do we just center it? Or actually, wait, let me grab the one of these guys. Oh my god, these are snug. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, on the bright side, the prints are nice and tight. So if you go there, yeah, just line it up with the bottom. That makes sense. So we're just going to line it up with the flat there, I guess. That makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I'd rather them be snug than loose, that's for sure. And M3/8. Can use it from a previous jig. If I had one. 3, 4, 5. It says use 5, so we will use 5. Which is stronger, the resin nylon or filament nylon in the same part, finished and compared? Drew Bradley, it's really going to depend on object geometry, but usually it's hard to say. I don't do a lot of resin. It's going to depend on what the part is, how big the part is, and what are the conditions the part are going to be under. I got a feeling you would probably have better luck if the part is If you're more reliant on layer adhesion, then the resin would probably be better. If you're more reliant on material strength in the XY, the printed part would probably be better. But they're not the same nylon. It's not like, it's a resin versus, they're two different types of plastics. There's thermoset and thermoform, right? So I got a feeling it's really going to depend on what you're printing, what the geometry is, and what the use case is. So, unfortunately, I don't think I can give you like a straight up one-to-one answer. Okay, so let's see. So skip 3. And then in the middle. In Joel's video, I did. I skimmed through a couple videos this morning because, again, I don't have one. I'm not cool. Joel had 2 big issues with his, the nozzle jamming and not being able to basically fix it. You have to go a filament jam on it. It looks like it's like, oh, go buy a new nozzle, which really sucks. And then the massive variance in bed temperature is kind of sad as well. So the fact that, like, if you get like a really bad nozzle jam on it, you got to buy a whole new hot end nozzle. And also the fact that you have like a, what do you say, like a 30°C temperature difference? Like the bed just does not heat up evenly and consistently because they literally just have instead of like a consistent heater, like pretty much every other company use, Bambu use literally a heat plate. So they just have like just a pipe of heat, a metal pipe that gets hot, stuck in the bed, and it's in a shape, and you can very easily see it. Just preheat for 12 hours, yeah. Buy the machine that saves you time, but you got to preheat it for 12 hours. I think it's thermal. No, it's Andrew, I've heard this from multiple different people. Like, I've heard this from multiple different people, and I've seen multiple different pictures from multiple different sources. Because I doubt his thermal camera would fail, but still show the heat difference, like in the same way as everyone else. Something is catching on this. What is catching on this? Is it just clipping on the infill? I can hear it doing a twang. I think it's just catching on the... Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, you know what? That okay, 1 second. Pause. Cancel. I think my infill is too high, or my retraction's too high. Okay, let's see. Because I'm getting some... Actually, shit, I should not have done that. That was looking pretty good. Dang it. Yeah, it's still doing it. Okay, so... Also, I'm going to power cycle my printer too. It's been on for like 3 days straight now. Pretty sure I don't have any settings that I need to save, but I do want to run a power cycle on it. Make sure everything's working good. Okay, back to this. I mean, this was looking good. Also, look at that first layer. 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 I'm okay with that. You okay with that? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Although my webcam stopped working. And I don't know why. Why did my webcam stop working? Oh well, whatever. That's a problem for future Taylor. Print, upload and print. There we go. Okay, back to this. No, it's the same bed. It's the same bed. All the other H printers have the same issue. Just so you know, all the other printers in the H lineup have the same issue. Yep, the A1 has the exact same issue. How do you think they get the price of the printer down so much? Like, to get printers that have that in it down to that price, you have to cost cut quite a bit. And one of the biggest things they cost cut on is the bed. Don't all? No, they're the P1 series and the X series didn't. They had traditional bed heaters. Well, it has a U shape because they're very thin beds and they warp. Bambu relies a lot on bed meshing, and not just Bambu, other companies too. But they rely a lot on bed meshing to make up for cheaping out and getting really thin beds that warp. So. Like, they design the machines to be basically cheap, unrepairable, mass-produced, you know, toys. Also, apparently, there's a rumor going around that DJI is investing in Elegoo. Because I guess there was, so for those that don't know, the boss of Bambu is former DJI, and a lot of DJI's engineers went over. And I guess they kind of worked together for a little bit. I mean, all the electronics in a Bambu are basically part spin DJI stuff, Spintrol MCUs, stuff like that. But I guess there's now like bad blood between them because like apparently DJI is investing in Elegoo, and they're really angry at like all these former DJI engineers basically bailing on DJI to go do startups to then compete against DJI. So yeah. Gotta love drama in 3D printing, eh? All right. Who's running interference for Bambu? What? It's also nice. What speed can this do? I don't know. It could probably outrun the hot end. So we'll see. More competition. Yeah. At the end of the day, you want competition. You know, you don't want Bambu being the best 3D printing company in the world. You don't want Prusa being the best 3D printing company in the world. You want multiple companies fighting to be the best company because you want that competition. You want that competition in the market. You don't want it to be, you know, one leader and everyone else. This is how we get Maker World. This is how we got freaking Thingiverse. Remember how for the longest time Thingiverse was the only like 3D printing site pretty much the majority of people use, and then also Enders. And pretty much everyone had a V-wheel bed flinger, and we all used Thingiverse because that was pretty much the majority of the market, and it was all stagnant. And then, you know, as much as I rip on them, shout out to Bambu for coming in and kicking the market in the pants and making it, you know, move on. So you want competition. If Prusa was the only one they would still pay. You can buy a Mark 4S for $600, $660 for a kit. The price is like, yes, there is a margin to the Prusa. Every company has a margin on the printers. I just love people that think like, oh, Prusa has like this 50% markup on their printers. Like, oh yeah, we can make them for 500, but we sell them for 1,000. No. Like, I don't know what their markup percentage. I've heard what Bambu's markup percentage is, and it's a lot higher than you think. Was 1,000. Yeah, it is what it is. Like, believe me, I'm sure if a lot of companies could sell their product at a lower price to make even more sales and thus more money, they would. It is what it is. They manufacture in the EU. They do a lot of stuff in-house. Somebody has to pay the employees to develop the slicer that every other company steals. Somebody has to pay for that. And by steal, I mean uses under the free license. The machines in place, they actually have to pay their workers somewhat reasonable. Yeah, they are in Prague. They're in downtown Prague. Well, in an industrial downtown area of Prague. I've been there. It's a downtown area. Well, you gotta hop on a tram. It literally isn't that far. Like, I was there last week, or not last week, a couple weeks ago. So like, if you've ever been to Prague or you know the layout of Prague, you know the bridge, like the tourist bridge that's like from the 13th century or whatever that everyone goes to, this llama. Or alpaca. This bridge is you hop on a tram and it's like 15 minutes from Prusa. It's like right there. So they are in Prague. You could walk from that bridge to Prusa in I think 45 minutes. Dude, public transit. It cost me, it's $8 Canadian. So it's like $5 US for a 24-hour pass for all their public transport. So if you visit the city for like, I think they sell it like day, week, month, year. If you buy like the year pass, it's like $1 a day. And you get unlimited free, well, not free, it's unlimited public transport on the subway, the buses, and the trams for like $1 a day if you live in the city. It's like, oh my God. Okay, so these are all good. So now we got to put this on this. Okay. Attach the 4 corner pieces using M510s each. So this is going to be a little fun because these are probably going to be a little tight, but we'll see. See what we get. And don't forget, if you haven't yet, enter for your chance to win some Polymaker filament or an LDO power supply. Giveaway at the end of stream. Links in the video description. Enter for your chance now. While you're down there, don't forget to like the smash button, ring the bell, subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hey, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, gifting memberships to others. It goes a long way in supporting the channel and allows me to keep the lights on and keep the show going. Because nobody wants me to turn on ads. There we go. Okay. So, line these up. Now we got to slide this in, so this is going to be fun. There we go. Now it says tighten these loosely for now. So I'm assuming on the next stage we're going to have to maybe finagle some stuff here. RJ gifted 20 community memberships. Cheers and appreciate it, RJ. Who's awesome? You're awesome. Okay, 1. Have a delicious drink of my gamer sups. Oh. Num num num. Use code Canuck, save some money. Remind me, what are we in? What are we in calendar week? Next week, or actually it might be this week. This week or next week, we'll do a member stream. Probably next week. Because I owe you some Twitch streams this week. Stream elements fixed, or is it still printing weirdly? Are you talking about all those names? That should be normal. That's normal. Because it gifted 20 memberships, so it's going to just... Everyone who got a gifted membership will show up. I looked into it to see if there was a way to not do it. Because it's, you know, you don't hear it, but it makes a beep on my end every time that pops up. So, you know, when somebody gifts a lot of memberships, it's great. But then I just hear beeps for the next 5 minutes. Okay. Why don't you want to sit flat? No, whatever. This is gonna be annoying. There we go. Nice and loose. What's the plan for the box turtle? So the original plan for the box turtle was we were going to put it in on the Venture XL for filament rollover. But then I kind of realized I don't want to be using the box turtle for that because I won't honestly use it that much because I'm going to be feeding that machine bigger spools, like 3 kilogram spools mostly. So, and also I really don't want to be using multi-material. I'm not going to be doing multicolor on the Venture XL. That is too big of a printer. It's so much waste and time and whatnot for multicolor prints on that thing. So I'm like, I'm going to go to a booster system. I'm going to use the Big Tree Tech boosters on it whenever those come out, or DIY one. Or use the ones from Phoenix, whatever. I'll use boosters on it. And that way I can do filament swap over too, or continuous feed. So now I'm deciding what to put the box turtle on. The problem is I don't do multicolor. I don't do multicolor printing. I don't. I do the odd print. You see the rubby ducky right there. I do the odd print, but for the most part, if I'm gonna do multi-something, it's gonna be multi-material, not multicolor. And that's gonna be on the Prusa XL. So it kind of sucks, but putting the box turtle on something is literally just to put it on something for content. So it's not, you know, it's on the list of things we're gonna do. It's just, you know, I'd rather build a printer first. So we're building a printer first. Same with like the Stealth Changer. The Stealth Changer is on the list and we will build the Stealth Changer. It's just not a priority for me because like, I'd rather work on stuff that I can actually make proper use of the way I do stuff, right? Like it's literally sitting right in front of me on a shelf. I just need to put it on a printer. It's built. We just got to put it on a printer. So what'll be pretty funny actually is what we can do is I'm going to put a Jabberwocky tool head because I got the kit from LDO. Put a Jabberwocky on this V2 right here, the LDO V2. And then that way we can swap between the VVD and a turtle and see how they compare and contrast, right? So that means we got to put a Jabberwocky on that. So I got to print the parts for a Jabberwocky tool head. Maybe we'll put a tube in it as well because why not? Everyone likes tubes. Saying you don't want to spend days and weeks. I am sorry, as somebody who does not care about multicolor. Okay, let me rephrase that. As somebody who considers multicolor a thing and doesn't really care about it that much, it is funny watching how much the industry has pivoted to cater to that demographic and market. Like, Bambu has sold an entire generation of people getting into 3D printing that you need to be able to do multicolor, which is nice, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of downsides that come with multicolor, and let's be honest, the majority of the stuff they're printing is just tat. It's just dust collecting stuff, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. Okay, so we have 3 of these. So there is our Z assembly. So if you're wondering how tall the printer will be, this is how tall the printer will be. Make sure the carriages don't slide off the rails. Okay. Next, attach the 4 corner pieces to each upright using M510s on each panel, but do not attach the front 2 corner panels on the B corner. These are attached later. Okay, so attach the 4 corner panels, but not the B. So which one's, so that's A. This is C, so I'm assuming by process of elimination, this is B. So, we gotta get our corner pieces. Which ones are our corner pieces? I'm assuming it's these guys? The 2 front corner pieces on the B corner. Oh, the two front. Okay. So these go on. Okay, so we got 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. I'm assuming those are the hinge ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2 of these are different. Some of these are different. This one has an extra hole in it. Also, these all have a layer shift in it, unfortunately. Okay. 1 second here. Multicolored Flex Dragon, the rich quick schemes. Get rich quick schemes. Cheers, Jake. No enclosure? No, it's paneled. It's enclosed. I don't foresee us printing a lot of, I don't foresee me printing a lot of material on this enclosed. So that's the door magnet one. Okay, so that's door magnet. Front lower and upper. Okay, so those are those. Okay, so these ones are special. So this one's special. This one's special. And the rest are all the same. Okay. So how these attach is, I think they just kind of mount on like that. Yeah. So unfortunately, these all have a layer shift in them. They all have a layer shift in them. Right at the very top. The Core 1L had a layer shift. It did what it did. But to be fair, that layer shift was after it running out of filament and sitting for almost a day before I realized it ran out of filament, loading on filament, and then finishing the print. So I got a feeling things kind of cooled a little bit because it got chilly that night. So, is what it is. Oh, we're using these parts. We're using these parts. They are perfectly functional for this. Why would I waste perfectly good parts? Also, this entire printer is printed on the Core 1, so it is what it is. No runout? Oh, no, it has a runout sensor. It has a runout sensor. It paused the print. It paused the print and go, hey, feed me more filament. The problem is it sent that notification while I was in bed, and I didn't realize that's what it sent. I just kind of cleared it without actually reading the notification. And then when I poked my head out in the garage, I saw the prints were tall and the printer wasn't moving, and I assumed the print had finished. So then I left it for the whole day, and then at the end of the day, I went, oh shit, it didn't finish. So, yeah. So it's a me problem that caused it. Sort of Ray, Joel stream finished? Joel's stream, oh yeah, Joel's in, they're all in Form Next right now. I wish I was in Form Next right now. But alas, I am not. Pepcac error, yeah. Okay. So this is why you don't tighten those bottom ones yet, because this might have to shift a bit. So what I should probably do is loosen these. There we go. So do the top one first. Then do the bottom one. Luckily, these prints aren't structural. So if anything, this layer line is just it's texturing. It's texturing. It's texturing. For the Taco Tuesday fun. Is it Tuesday? Oh, should probably get some tacos then. Cheers, Andrew. And just remind me, I do have to end the stream right at 2. I gotta get the little guy from school. We're on the early schedule. How's the print going? It's going good. Good thing I stopped it and started it for no reason. Like literally this print that I'm doing on the Venture XL is just to get hours on the printer. I just want to put a bunch of hours on the printer before like I actually commit to printing anything important. So it's more just to get hours on the machine, unfortunately. Okay, so when it says do not attach the 2 front corner panels on the B corner, these are attached later after the door hinges. Okay, so I gotta look out what the orientation of that part is. Getting any closer to the big, oh, the big beast is printing. It's printing. I rebuilt it basically on, I spent my entire Sunday faffing around with that machine. And then I spent yesterday morning tuning it or doing like printer calibration tests and whatnot. So if you're wondering why I didn't stream Twitch yesterday or Sunday, it's because I was just knee deep trying to get that machine fixed. There we go. Ballant V, 2,000 Hungarian funny monies. Cheers and appreciate it. Also, these colors look great. It sucks how this orange doesn't show up good on the camera, but that's a nice color scheme. That's a nice color scheme. I can't even see the layer shift. So that's C. Did I do too much at once? I don't know, but it's working now, and that's all I care about. Sometimes it is about the destination and not the journey. Sometimes you don't give a crap about the journey. Sometimes the journey was a waste of time and weeks of filament and videos that could have been made and stress. Sometimes you don't give a shit about the journey. Sometimes it is about the destination, and we're at the destination, so screw the journey. Somebody's not bitter. Who, me? No. No, not bitter at all. Did anything else get announced yet? Did Prusa announce anything other than high temp? Good stuff coming out. Is it tomorrow they're announcing a bunch of stuff? Okay. Core 1 Plus. What's Core 1 Plus? I haven't actually, let me see, Prusa. Let's see, has Prusa announced anything yet officially? Nothing announced yet. Bearded Printer gifted a community membership. Cheers, Bearded Printer. Appreciate it. Prusa website has a Core 1 Plus. Do they? Also, is anyone else following all the hopium copium about Half-Life 3 right now? So what is a Core 1 Plus? Core 1 Plus. Okay, what's Core 1 Plus? Automatic top vent, easy flex loading, redesigned filament insertion, new bayonet style spool holder, new firmware. Yeah, so okay, exactly. So Core 1 Plus is basically taking the some of the improvements that they did on the Core 1L and backporting them. Nice! Also, camera included. Hey, if you want to buy a Prusa right now, link in the video description. I do have a Prusa affiliate link. They're one of the few companies I actually do have affiliate links with. Oh, good thing I jammed this in so tight. Oh wait, this is tight. There you go. Sure these are all loose. That doesn't want to move. Come on. Yeah. Was this the one I really hit in there? I think this was the one I really hit in there. Why don't you want to move? These are loose. Corner 3 upgrade. Yeah, you can get that now. You're gonna make me do this the hard way, aren't you? Make me do this the hard way, aren't you? Do this the hard way. There we go. When in doubt, hammer time. There we go. It's gonna be funny when I do my Core 1L video. I'll be like, and if you want to print hotter, you can just get this hot end. Because everyone else's video with the Core 1L is like, oh, it can't go above this temperature. And it's like, well, those videos are now all out of date. This is why you don't rush to put out a review video. Because, hey, especially in 3D printing, it's one of those things where a month after release of a product, if you review a thing on release date and a month down the line, 3 months down the line, the review is going to be completely different. So rushing out to review a printer on release is folly. But the algorithm. There we go. Wait, are all these the same? These aren't the same. Shoot, did I put this on the wrong one? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I gotta swap these two. I didn't realize that one of these is different. One of the I thought all the lowers are the same. This lower is different. This lower is different. This has a cutout for the door. See on the bottom? Got that cutout for the door right there. This one doesn't. I gotta swap these two. Because these two are the same. Oh wait, this is different. Okay, these aren't labeled. I thought these were all the same. They're not. Ah, shoot. Well, this is annoying. Okay. The instructions don't clarify that. The instructions don't say anything. Attach the 4 using that. Do not attach in the B. Be sure the carriages don't slide off. Okay. Yeah, this doesn't call it out at all. So the manual doesn't call out that the bottoms are different. So you have to know that they're different and you have to know where they all go. That is kind of annoying. So, who's the guy? Who was here from the build last week on Friday's stream that was keeping track of all the things that need to be updated in the manual? We got something else that needs to be updated in the manual. The lower Z blocks aren't labeled for what needs to go where. Oh man, that's tight. Now I gotta slide this out, drift this out, which is gonna be annoying because this is in there tight. Smashing on the motors. That's annoying. Rip stepper motor. Stepper motor's fine. Just a little bit of rattle. So yeah, the instructions need to call that out. The instructions need to call out. These have markings on them. All the upper ones have lettering on it. There's nothing on the bottoms. The bottoms have no lettering and they're all different. And I didn't realize that. I figured if the tops have lettering, that means the tops are different. If the bottoms don't have lettering, that means they're the same, right? Because you really have to look, like even these two. This one and this one look exactly the same, but this one has a set heat set. This doesn't have a heat set and a heat set. So they're all different, but they're very, very similar. And the manual doesn't call it out and the parts aren't labeled. So they need to, there's an update for the manual. Okay, so this one goes here. So now I gotta see, shoot, that's annoying. So which one's this? This is CZ. So we got heat set there, heat set there. So CZ has double heat sets. Okay. So this is the wrong one. So even this one's wrong because this has the double heat set. This doesn't. So I gotta take this one off too. Okay. Yeah, I think he was in chat. Like, again, for those full disclosure, the manual is a beta manual and they know it needs work. So half the reason we're doing this build on stream right now is I'm trying to follow the manual to try and find problems so that they can fix it so that when you buy this kit and you build it, you don't run into issues. Because if we look here, that's CZ. There's the heat set. There's the other heat set. And right now we have that on A. Which A top only has one heat set up top. So A top there, whereas this one has a heat set on both. See, top, heat set, heat set. So you have to match the heat set orientation and the notch orientation. But that's not called out anywhere. Real men. Gergman, don't you quote ancient lore to me. I was there building a Voron V2.0 with nothing but a 3-minute teaser video and a folder full of STLs. I was there, Gandalf. How I love how there's 3 tops, 3 bottoms, and I got all of them mixed up. I couldn't have accidentally lined up one of them at least. I got all 3 of them wrong. I randomly put them together because I thought they're all the same, and they're not, because it doesn't call it out that they're different, and they're very similar physically. And I managed to put all of them on the wrong one. How? How? Okay. So this one gets both of these. Okay. Who's here good with odds? Can someone tell me what the odds of that were? Of if you have 3 things and pairing up 3 things and all 3 being wrong. Who can tell me the odds? There we go. Okay. Okay. Do not attach the front 2 corner pieces on the B corner. These are attached later. Okay, so we just put so then where's the one with the magnet? Where's the one with the magnet? The magnet goes there. Okay. So, which corner is this? Doesn't have, okay, so, because we don't have the heat set, so the fronts don't have heat set, so the front don't have heat set, so it's this one right here. So I have to take this panel off and replace it with this one because this one has a magnet for the door handle, and this isn't called out anywhere too. Okay, so that isn't called out anywhere too. So we gotta swap that. So that's another thing to add to the list. So what do we run into? Lower Z motor blocks are all and need to be paired with uppers. Either label parts like upper Z or call out in manual. Also magnet door closure part thing needs labeling and calling out in manual. Okay. Yeah, it's not called out in the manual. It needs to be called out in the manual. Or labeled, at least. So right now it's not called out and it's not labeled. So they just need to, this is easy. See how it says CBY on the top? They just need to put BX on the bottom or something, right? Because they all have, you know, they all have labeling on the top. They just need to put labeling on the bottom now so that they match. So that's an easy fix. Update those STLs. And then just have a call out in the manual for this one is the one with the magnet. So, yeah. So, always room for improvement. Always room for improvement. Okay. This one, we just install the back ones. Just decorative. Yes and no. They probably do help a little bit with rigidity of the frame, but they are for enclosing. So these are what seals up to the panels. So they are non-structural structural pieces. So there's nothing actually, there's no forces on them, but they are what hold the panels and they are what helps seal it up. There we go. Okay. So that's all that. Install the carriage and belt system. Okay, attach the carriages using M36. Okay. Easy peasy. M36. Oh, where's all me screws? I want to lose me screws. That would be bad. M36. M316. M36, 60 pieces. And there were carriages. What is making that noise? It's making a clunk noise. I think it's just catching on the infill as it moves across. Yeah, we're still getting that oozing issue, which is really annoying, but we're still getting like a big, when it does the big travels, it just oozes a lot. But I don't want to spend a ton of time tuning out oozing on a nozzle that's going to get replaced later today. So we're just gonna let it do its thing. Do I have a small screwdriver for this? I don't think I do. Okay, so we install this. I'm assuming the tab faces up because the tab's probably gonna hit our end stop, which is that. Start watching Pluribus. Dude, Pluribus is so good. Episode 3 is just, oh, so good. The big boy printer fixed. It is mostly fixed. I'm still trying to figure out an issue with a lot of ooze, but that might just be related to the crappy high flow nozzle I have in it right now. But for all intents and purposes, it is a stable printer again. We're back to where we were before I rebuilt it with new electronics. Actually, we're probably a little bit ahead because it's more stable now. Like, we don't have the layer shifting issue. Get rid of my grease. Put it this way. It's printing better than the camera's cameraing. Yeah, I don't know exactly what fixed it. I'm thinking it's a combination of things. I'm thinking it was something was up with the Diamondback nozzle that was causing inconsistent flow. Either some sort of back pressure issue or something was up with the nozzle. But I don't know what. In combination of, I did a bunch of alignment tweaks. For example, the bottom Z carriage, the Z idler, the belt came down and the idler was kind of like this, okay? So it kind of caused the belt to shift a little bit. Over the entire thing, it's like nothing. But I instead of going shim, bearing, shim, I went shim, shim, bearing. So now it's slightly more aligned. There was a standoff in the AB motor mount that was kind of sort of rubbing on the belt. I moved that. Like I refloated the entire gantry again with everything loose. Like I put the springs back in too. The springs that I took out of the carriage to gantry, I put those springs back in. Like I did a bunch of little stuff, and now it's just kind of working. So I'll take it. So it's like, I don't know exactly which thing fixed it, but I'm thinking it was a combination of things, because this is the most consistent it's printed since the original configuration of the printer. So you think it was the nozzle? I think the nozzle had something to do to it, but it wasn't entirely the nozzle, because some of the print quality issues started when I had a 0.8 Diamondback in it too. Like some of the issues that are now gone, like the inconsistent layer stacking, it was never consistent. It was never consistent since the original tool head. It just got really worse, and then it got randomized. So I don't think I have any of the cubes. Where did I get rid of them? Where did the cube? Oh, yeah. So here's one of the bad cubes. So see how we have these random outliers, but in between the random outliers, we just have crappy layer stacking. That crappy layer stacking was always kind of there. Okay, so that crappy layer stacking has been there since switching to a high flow hot end from the original. But then we also have these random out to lunch issues that you see, like one there, one there. They're random. They don't happen with any pattern. They're not consistent at the same Z height. They just kind of randomly happen. Now, both those issues are just gone. Which side? Yeah. Both those issues are just gone, right? The issues on this side have to do with retractions. So you can see how it's just good, or at least better. So, what is love? Baby, don't hurt me no more. Oh, 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 bah, bah. Yeah, we're running a tube compact. We're running the chibi tube, the chimichanga tube. The tube, the chobe. 201? It's not 201, it's 101. It's 101. Don't scare me like that. Are you in Nova Scotia? One solid cube. You're in Nova Scotia, aren't you? Oh, you're off in Nova Scotia there, eh, buddy, aren't you? That camera is that camera, as soon as you zoom in, the sensor goes all wonky. I need to get a better camera. I need to get a camera for that side of the room that I can move around a little bit easier and has a better wide angle. You're in Perth, Australia. Oh, so you're 11-hour difference. Okay. Yeah, because where it's 1 o'clock is the maritime. What is that? What is it? It's not EST. What is the time zone in Nova Scotia? It's not EST. We're EST here. Is it maritime? Is that what they call it? Because I know Newfoundland, like the island Labrador, is they are they're half an hour. Yeah, I'm EST. It's right now. It's 1:02 p.m. Which means it's 2:01 a.m. where you're at. What are you doing up so late? Go to bed. What are you doing up so late? Or transversely, what are you doing up so early? Unless you work like midnights, then shouldn't you be at work? Yep. It is catching on that infill when it does that move, and I can hear it go twang. Okay, so we installed that using Apex clips. Fasten the belt tensioner. Put tension in the tool head. Oh, the Apex clips. I haven't used these before, so this is gonna be fun. Okay, so we got our belt. So using the apex clips, fasten the belt to the tensioner. Pull the tensioner into the carriage, apex clip down. Then route the belt around the pulley back, then back through the carriage, around the top liner, back, and attach with another apex clip. Okay, I haven't used these apex clips before, so this should be interesting. I've heard good things about this setup, though. So we got our belt. Grab one of these. These are all the same. And we gotta grab all these little clips, which I think I have in the form. Yeah. So we're gonna need one of you, one of you, you. And we're gonna need these little clippy things. So these are printed in PETG. Hopefully they don't become an issue. We'll find out. 3, 4. Okay, I should have one more. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's oozing. Kind of bad, but it's not horrible. I'm just going to assume it's a crappy nozzle. Okay. When these kits come back in stock, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Jason. Okay. So how these work is... I don't know how these work. Do I need to put heat sets in these? Oh, there's a heat set on the top. Okay, so... attach the... Okay, so using the apex clips, fasten the belt to the tensioner. Okay, so... is it too thin, tooth out? Too thin. Okay, so tooth goes in. So, tooth goes in, down. And then we just take this. We just kind of... that. That is locked. That ain't going anywhere. It's a little annoying because the belts are all, it's one just long belt, but it is what it is. Okay. So, out, there, over that, come down that. Down there. Oh wait, am I going the wrong way? I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, it goes this way. Okay, yeah, it goes this way. Okay, it comes down first. Down, up, and... oh wait. Okay, let's make this match that. So that goes this. Oh, okay, this goes in here. Okay. That is really tight in there. One second. One second. This is something I probably should have did before, but I'm going to do now. So that looks like could be an issue. Okay.
It's really annoying doing this on a fresh one. Okay, how long is the screw there? M3, no. How long is the screw? M330. Okay, I just want to get it started. M330. Good color team. Dude, I'm digging these colors. The Galaxy ASA with the Pet G orange. Beautiful. We not engaging. Okay. These are really tight. That is really tight. Kind of not liking how tight that is. So now I don't think I can get that out. That is really tight in there. There we go. I think we're there. I think we're engaged. There we go. Now we're engaged. Okay. So. Oh yeah, there's some, well, it's one long belt. One long belt, and we're gonna cut it. Okay, how deep does this go? One, two, three, four, five, 6 belts. Okay. Where are my snips? What's the volume? 110 millimeters. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 6. There we go. That actually works really good. Once we, so I know I got to shrink these. These are a little too big. So let me grab a file of the bastard type. Where'd my bastard file go? How do you lose a bastard file? I mean, that'll work. So deep you'll waken the Balrog. Just getting some. I'm just de-skinning my carrots here. There we go. Okay, so we got one done. So let's do number 2, and hopefully it goes together a lot better. So let's see. Hopefully this is the one that makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so take our belt, put it in the carriage, or in a little tensioner. Put our little tab in. That snaps in. Boom, that's held. Okay, now this goes in here. Should have put a nice clean 45 on this. Would have been nice if the design had a nice little chamfer for a lead-in, but it doesn't. So we're kind of making it work. Making it work with what we got. And I don't want to take it apart because I'm lazy. There we go. Okay. That file on the table. Oh, there's a file there, yeah. Hold on a second. So what I'm doing for how long these belts are, I'm installing the tensioner so that the tensioner itself, the tensioner block, is flush on the bottom of the carriage. Then I run the belt through, okay? I pull it down, and then using my finger, I'm pushing it as close as I can, and then I count 6 teeth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Then I cut it at the 6 tooth mark. Okay. Then we got to put our M330 in there. Where do I install that so we don't lose it? One second. There we go. Okay. Okay. Sounds like Bondex doing. Oh, and one last thing. I thought they moved their announcement to tomorrow. Okay, so now push that in there, and then while pulling down as much as you can, I guess. Install our clip. Okay, screw it up to the top. And then I tighten this screw until the clip from the tensioner is flush with the bottom. And there we go. That's 2 done. And then we do 3. Easy peasy, lemony squeezy. Okay, so this guy off, so it fits a little bit better. Yeah, these parts can use some bigger radiuses. I think what's going on here is the radius is being a little bulgy, or not enough clearance. We need more clearance. Resale slots of what? I have Twitter open right now looking at all the pre-order, like, there's index. Oh, are they announcing stuff right now, like at Bond or at the event? It sucks because I'm on all the mailing lists, so all these companies are like, oh, we're, come join us at this time on this day, we're announcing a product, or hey, you've been invited to dinner or whatever, and it's like, I will not be at the event. Thanks for the invite though, but I will not be there. It sucks. I wish I was. IT issues? Ah. Oh yeah, Cloudflare went down this morning, didn't it? So, was it DNS? It was DNS, right? Why don't you want to go in? Oh, I should have cleared that out. Oh, that might be a problem. I'm just realizing there was a, where's my electric? There we go. There's a sacrificial layer of filament in the way. I probably should have cleared out before installing the heat sets and doing this, but screw went right through it. That was working. I don't know. Technical issues happen all the time. Remember, these are 3D printing companies, not multimedia companies. So yeah, shit happens. I mean, I've lent equipment to companies before for events. Like, I've been at events before where a company was about to announce stuff, and I'm like, you're doing it on that? Okay, here, take this, take this, take this, use this. Let's see. I'm just seeing if anyone's tweeting about any of the new stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Core 1 Plus leaked because they started handing out flyers with it before they pulled the covers off. Oh. Well, I mean, it's on the website, too. It's on the website, too. Okay. 1, 2, 5, 6. There we go. So that is all of those. So I can probably tighten up these screws now, I'm assuming. But let's check what the manual says. Okay, use an M3 to tension that. You can now tighten the grub screws on the pulleys, making sure they are aligned with the belt. Don't over and tighten the belt initially. You can fine tune them later. Okay, so we're gonna, I don't think, it doesn't call it out, but I'm gonna tighten these up now too. So get these all tightened. Vendor custom size PI sheets. I don't have any direct contacts with any companies that make sheets. I'll try reaching out to like West 3D or somebody, because they carry a lot of odd size sheets. What size sheet do you need? Like, can you just, you know, if you need like a 325 sheet, can you just use a 330 type thing? Like, or do you need a specific custom size? Wham Bam? Wham Bam, maybe. I don't have any contacts with them. Like, other than, like, same you would get if you just kind of yelled. DM'd them, you know, yelled across the void. And yeah, are you looking for a flex plate or just a sheet? Because there's companies that sell like PI by the sheet. CS Hyde in the US, for example. So. Okay. So assemble the frame and install the bed. Okay, so M312s and we're installing the frame. Sweet. Okay. M310, M312. Are they? It doesn't call out what type of screw. I'm assuming button heads because these are all button heads. Okay. Yeah, these are all button heads. Okay. So I guess we're going button heads. Okay. And the bottoms are the ones with the little thingamabobber. 1, 2, 3. Are these all the same? Yes. Nothing calls out any differences, right? Follow the frames together. Remember the middle frame creases without heat sets on the outside towards the front. Okay. Okay, so the ones without the heat sets towards the front. Okay. Ember prototypes? Ember prototypes, maybe. Yeah, that's another one. They're in Canada, so depending on where you are, shipping might be a problem, but let's get rid of this and do it. Table should be flat enough, I'm hoping. Oh, hope if we go the right way around. Okay, this is going to be interesting because the motors make it not flat. So we are going to do a little bit of shimmy sham. How do I lose all my 1, 2, 3 blocks? I used to have freaking a half dozen of them. Are they on this side of the wall? One, 2, 3 blocks. Are they over here? No. Where are all my 1, 2, 3 blocks? Seriously. How do I go from having a dozen of them to like none? I must have used them for something and then put them somewhere and then... You know what? We'll just, you know what I'll use instead? I'll use the, I mean, it's not like it needs a lot of shim. This work. I mean, we just need to get it up off the ground. There we go. Okay. Do, 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 do. Where did I put? There they are. There we go. Come on. Ain't nobody got time for that. There we go. I mean, once we get them started, once we get the bottom done, don't need these. I just want to get it all nice and square to start on the bottom, and then we'll faff around with making it look pretty after. Make it work, then make it look pretty. There we go. There we go. Does the manual or parts list include feet? Yeah, there's little feet. They're just gummy feet though, so they're not like, you know, I wouldn't trust them for alignment or anything like that. This is why I'm using parallels. Because I have them, might as well use them. At least for the bottoms. Get the bottom squared up. There we go. Oh, wait, shoot. It's upside down. Of course I did it upside down. Of course I did it upside down. Of course the big brain YouTuber who builds printers for a living built it upside down. Because I had it right side up, but then I flipped it. Now it's upside down. Because you don't put the bed underneath the printer. The bed goes in the printer, not underneath the printer. So, 1 second here. There we go. Oh, look, that looks much better. Who'd have thought? Hey, who'd have thought? Thomas gifted 50 community membership. Thomas, are you? Cheers, Thomas. Cheers, Thomas. Oh my God. Thomas, you didn't have to do that again. Jeez, Thomas. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my overlay because I don't want to listen to that beep, but geez, Thomas. Jeez. You don't have to do that, Thomas. Cheers. Somebody who enjoys my videos at least. Thomas. He's gonna get spammed. I don't think it works that way. I don't think it works that way, but yeah, bruh. Just to confirm, Thomas, you didn't just find like your mom's credit card and you're just, you know, just to confirm, right? Because you did this last stream and I appreciate it, but I just want to confirm you don't just have like your mom's credit card, right? Because funnily enough, that is actually a problem. It's not so much a problem for me. 40%? 30%. But that is a problem on Twitch, where some of the bigger streamers, it actually is a problem where like kids will get their parents' credit card information and donate to streamers because, you know, they're kids and they don't know any better. So and so that actually is a thing on Twitch you got to look out for, funnily enough. I use my own card. I'm 24 years old. Okay. Hey, you know, it's funny, or not funny, but like for the longest time I was the same, right? You know, as a streamer, it's weird that I'm saying this, but I was like, why do people, you know, gift this much? Like, but for some people, this, you know, everyone has different income amounts and, you know, willingness to spend on things they want to spend on, you know. Some people buy Labubu's, and some people just enjoy supporting their favorite streamers. Is what it is. Is what it is. So, cheers, Thomas. What's YouTube's cut? YouTube is 70-30. For stuff like this, it's 70-30. And explain it in Argentina. Yeah, that's another thing too. If you're in different locations, memberships cost different amounts. So gift is 179 USD. Yeah, it is something I've noticed. I look at the revenue from the stream after, and it's not like 50 American donations. I knew you weren't in the US. Is 179 USD. I'm assuming it's 179 USD per membership, right? Not like the whole 50 memberships was $1.79 US. Okay, so that's that. So now we got to put the top ones in, so I can get rid of these. So many Labubu models on printables. Yeah, because everyone, they probably got fed up with spamming MakerWorld with them, so they moved on to a different site to spam with. My 24 karat Labubu. Okay, so on the top, looks like, so these are not square. The little lip, this tab here, is offset. It's not centered, and it looks like it's angled towards the bottom. So towards the bottom is the offset. So just so you're aware. No, 50 membership gift is all for 179 USD. That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Then it would be $1.79. That really throws off my metrics then. How? 6, 7, what? Where would I find Camp Light? Google? I think. Clipper Camp Light. There you go. First Google result. Whenever you're looking for something for like an clipper, add clipper to the title. Don't just search Camp Light. Just add clipper. Because a lot of stuff in 3D printing shares name. Like, for example, Delta Flyer. Like, this is a Delta Flyer. But you have to search Delta Flyer 3D printer or Delta Flyer LDO. Otherwise, it's going to come up with Delta Flyer from Star Trek. So. Okay, square that up. Actually, do this. Ready? We're going to make a parallel sandwich while I drop my electric drill. There we go, parallel sandwich. That should hold it nice and square. Just looked at my, it's all H2C. Yeah, it's called marketing budget. Bambu has a big one. Customer in America. Hey, I fly American Airlines, so am I a Delta flyer? Yes. Or I fly Delta. So. Like, why would you think a Delta flyer is a customer on American Airlines? Delta is its own airline. It would be Delta, wouldn't it? What time are we at anyways? Oh, we got 12 minutes left. So if you have not entered for your chance to win some Polymaker filament, link in the video description, enter for your chance. We're going to be doing the giveaway soon. And also we do have that LDO power supply to give away too. So enter for both. We're going to be doing the draw at the end of stream, which is, we might do the draw a little bit earlier because I do have to like punch out relatively quickly after the stream ends. go. I am going to loosen this one and fix the alignment on this one a bit. Do the double parallel trick just to square it up a bit better. There we go. And then there's one down here I want to faff with. Feels flush on the top. Flush on the top, flush on the top. It's this one. Okay, wow, those are stripped. Awesome possum. Well, hopefully I never have to take those out or I'm drilling. Yeah, I'm not a fan of button heads. I am not a fan of button heads. They strip too easy, but it's good enough. There we go. Okay. That is that. Attach the heat bed, M316s and M4 thumb nuts. Okay, let's put the bed on. So M316s. M316s. And then a little M4 thumb nuts. I saw them earlier. There we go. I thought I was going to unbox his H2. Bambu don't talk to me. I criticize them. They wouldn't give a printer to me. They don't like the fact that I called out their printer smoking up my house and business practices that I'm not a huge fan of. Okay, so I'm assuming the belts and everything go at the back. So this is pretty simple. So it shows the notches downward. Is that going to be an issue? You know what? I want these like this because I want more surface area on the printed part, and I want less contact with the metal for heat sinking. New tool changers will lock down third-party nozzles to lock down on consumables. Of course it has. You make more money when you lock it down. Also, I honestly would have no use for an H2C. If they sent me it, I would unbox it, do an unboxing video on it, maybe do a review, and then I would give it away or sell it or something, because like that machine I literally have no use for. It's not as good as a true tool changer. It doesn't work with the slicers I like, and I don't like Bambu's business practices, so that machine would be not a machine for me. 7-minute warning. Yep, thank you for the warning. Actually, I should probably loosen these all and get them all started first and then tighten them down. Pre-assembled bed is a nice touch. Yeah, it's a PCB bed. It's a PCB bed that's attached to a metal plate. It's all pre-wired up, so you just plug it in to the controller and off you go. So there we go. This is coming together pretty dang quick. So there is the frame of the Delta Flyer. Done. Obviously, we're gonna have to install our carriages and our effector and the panels and the electronics, but I don't even know where the power comes out of this thing. Where's the power plug even go on this printer? Is there a slot or something? Am I missing something? I don't know. There we go. Yeah, the next thing is install these little panels and whatnot, which are, I think they're printed. Are they printed? Did I print those panels? Yep, I printed them. What do they go on with? Look at that. What are those going on with? M36s. You know what? We will put them on. Do it quick. Do this quick. Pet G? Yeah. There's no forces on them. There's no forces on it. Also, if it gets bad, I can go, hey guys, this is why you don't use Pet G. Simple. Plus it looks good. I like the look. So as soon as I finish putting these screws in, we're doing the giveaways. So enter for your chance. Link in video description. Do this now. If you want to win, you got to do it now. Because we're going to be doing a giveaway in a minute here. Plus, let's be honest, I'm not going to be printing a lot of ABS in this machine. So the enclosure is mostly to keep fingers out. There we go. Look how cool this looks. I'm happy with the colors. I'm happy with the black and orange. Obviously we're missing some there, so I'll spin it this way, but I'm really happy with the black and orange. This is looking really cool. This looks great. Let me get a picture of it so I can share the picture.
Yep. I don't even see the layer shifts. Can you see the layer shifts? I can't see the layer shifts. And then the panels just bolt on. Like the panels are, I don't know where I put the panels. Where did I put the panels? Where did I put the panels? Where did I put the panels? Oh, here they are. Yeah, the panels just literally go bloop, and then it's enclosed. Okay, let's do the giveaway. So we have 2 giveaways here. We have 2 giveaways. 2 giveaways. We will do the LDO power supply first. Great. Continue, race, add names, clear, open, 265, random, we need a short one, that's a minute, 265, go. Okay, so this is for the LDO power supply, we're doing that one first, no free hat, we're just going right into it, because we gotta go. Go! Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster, and exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. DJL, what the fuck is in the lead? Okay, how's this print coming along? Hey, other than wispiness, it's actually coming along pretty good. Yeah, other than it being wispy, it's coming along pretty good. Oh, you're still in the lead. TJL's still in the lead. Let me see. I might have a package at the door. Hey, puppy. I do have packages at the door. Good thing I checked. It's about to rain. Okay, that one's for me. That one's for the wifey. And that one's for the wifey. Okay. Okay. Packages. Packages. All the packages. Hey, who won? Dan Sab won. Congratulations, Dan Sab. You have won yourself a thing. Okay, hopefully this works. Hopefully this not also works. Okay, so Dan Sab, you have won yourself. Let me pull it up here. Dan Sab, you have won the Delta Flyer, or the power supply. Send this off here. Jason, for 2 days stream. That's you. Okay, so there's that one. Okay. So now let me get the next one set up here. Responses, no more entries. So if you didn't win today, you'll have another chance on Friday. Do you guys want to carry on with this on Friday, or do you want to do something different? What is the consensus of the audience? Carry on with the Delta? Okay. Okay, so Friday we'll carry on with the Delta. 275, random, do a different one. Do this one. This is a short one. So exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if I pick your ball here and you win, you also get a free hat. This one right here. This one right here. Maj Gotti. If you win, you get a free hat along with your spool filament from Polymaker. Good luck. But remember, if you like the smash button, ring the bell, and are subscribed to the channel, it actually greases your ball up and makes it go even faster. So that's just something to keep in mind there.
This nozzle actually might be pretty good. Has anyone heard of a company called Policy 3D? Policy 3D?
Yes. Well, I got one of their nozzles here, and it's going to go in the Venture XL after this print finishes. And it was 13 bucks on Amazon because I needed something that could do abrasives. Yeah, pretty good nozzle. Okay. Well, I picked up their hardened nozzle. It's not like it's like if you made a Diamondback, only instead of diamond, you use a hardened steel tip instead of diamond. You wish you had faster balls? Well, see, you already got a green name, so you're good there. But Gizmo X here. Oh, does Gizmo X have the greasiest ball? Ooh, Gizmo X, congratulations. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. Let me pull you up here. There you are. Okay. There you go. Okay, so you'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament from Polymaker. Woo! So yeah, so I don't know. This was the brand, Policy 3D, and this is the nozzle that I got for the Venture XL. It's a 0.6 nozzle. It's a copper-plated nozzle with a hardened tip. So it's not like a Diamondback. Well, it is like a Diamondback. Only it's hardened steel. It's like tool steel instead of diamond. But it was $13 on Amazon Canada, and it showed up today. I ordered some tungsten carbide Fadus nozzles because I've had really good luck with the Fadus nozzles in this guy. So I ordered some tungsten Fadus nozzles, but that's AliExpress, and that won't be here for a week or two. So I needed something. Plus, I really don't want to be tuning with the random high flow that I have in there from like no-name brand that's really weird. I don't trust it. I trust this a bit more than a random no-name CHT. I've seen what Bondtech does when it comes to putting together the CHTs to make sure they're good, and I highly doubt random no-name ones from China are built to the same quality, so I don't trust them. So, no, it's not a fin nozzle. That might be a fin nozzle. I mean, it'll work in a V6. It's as long as the thread's right, it'll fit. Okay. It said it's Prusa compatible.
I mean, here. You want to do an A/B test? Here. Pull it out. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same dimensionally as a V6. Like,
yeah, it's got this little extra bit around the tip. Focus. Focus, you fuck. It's got like the little fin bit, but the actual like from the shoulder to the tip is the same as a V6, and the thread distance is the same as a V6, so we should be good. Should be good. Yeah, fin is M5. This is not M5. This is M6. So we should be good. So I'm going to put this in when this print finishes. So I'm going to let that print finish, swap this in, so this way I can start testing abrasives and whatnot. And I trust this a little bit more than a random janky high flow. That's why I'm not worrying about oozing right now, because that nozzle is sus. Okay. we are calling it there because I got to go get a shower and then I got to go get the little guy from school. And then I think we're doing some stuff after. I don't know. I got to look into that. I think I got something going on tonight, but I can't remember. I hate when that happens, when you think you have something going on and you don't, or you don't know. So anyways, shout out to Polymaker for the spool filament giveaway this stream and every stream. Huge shout out to LDO Motors for materially sponsoring this build series. They provided the kit that we're using for this build series. If you want to get one of these kits for yourself, it is the LDO Delta Flyer kit. Rolahan is the designer of the printer, worked with LDO, they got the kit. You can purchase it wherever fine LDO products are sold. For those that donate to the channel, gift the memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. Would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create without your continued support. You make it all possible. We will be back Friday, carrying on with this build, and if all goes well, there should be a Twitch stream tomorrow where we're going to play around with the CRT stuff and hopefully get it working. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe out there. Wash your hands, and I will see you in the future. Good night.